Any real criticism of the president, of his top aides, or of the conduct or the reasons that America had been plunged into 2 foreign wars was not allowed. This situation continues. It's interesting because as I watch the nightly news, I note that on ABC, CBC, NBC, they're all the same. When they report, and actually ABC is the worst than this, that when they report on events, they use the vocabulary of the Pentagon. The Pentagon gives them the daily news handout, like crumbs thrown to the beggars, and they take it, run back to the studio, and come and they use, when I say the vocabulary, I mean, and it's very important because this is what shapes the thinking of Middle America. We're liberating Iraq. We're fighting to rebuild Iraq. We're fighting to bring freedom and democracy to Iraq. We're fighting terrorists and Islamic terrorists and baby killers and et cetera, et cetera. This is pure propaganda feed. So they become facilitators. They have not fulfilled their role as journalists. The TV news will continue to be distorted because the pattern has been set. The tools have been created to manipulate American media to the White House's desires. If the Democrats get in the next election, which I don't think they will, but if they do, they will use these levers too. They'll learn the techniques. They're not that stupid. They're maybe cowardly, but they're not stupid. They'll use the same things too. And what we have is a permanently corrupted media. And the media has brought it upon itself, and it deserves it. The media has covered itself with shame in the reporting since 9/11. And you know, a lot of Americans realize this. And there has been a bitter turn against the media in certain sectors of the American public. And media wonders why younger people are turning away from the traditional media and going to new forms of media and going on the internet. Well, one of the major reasons is that the media has lost its credibility. It has shot itself in both feet, and as I said, it deserves it. So I think this trend is going to continue, and I think the media as we know it today is going to continue to decline, as it should, for having done such a lousy job, and that new media will emerge, both print and electronically, perhaps some of it genuinely publicly supported, that will actually strive to give Americans both depth in news and honesty in reporting. I would like to see IWT cover Iraq the way that the mainstream North American news media has not. And that means, first and foremost, send out reporters to cover the Iraqi resistance forces. We have not had one single report that I have seen on North American TV from the Iraqi resistance. I mean, here's a substantial part of the Iraqi country which are fighting the foreign occupation for one reason or another, and yet they have no voices. All we get is the Zarqawi story, that they're all a bunch of terrorists. Well, experience in the third world tells me that this is not the case, and that there are many stories that need to be told. We need to hear the other side. Second thing is that we need somebody to go out and really explain what the story is between the Shiites and the Kurds about the ethnic situation in Iraq. Iraq is a three-legged ethnic stool. Take one leg away and there will never be stability there. And we have had no good expositions on the media about what the Kurds are up to. They're trying to create their own independent country. They're in cahoots with the Israelis. The Turks are fulminating against them. I mean, there's lots of story going on there. There's so many stories that are not being covered in Iraq. $9 billion of money that the Pentagon or that the American embassy was in charge of, or American contractors or Halliburton or somebody, has disappeared in Iraq. $9 billion is unaccounted for. What's happening to the amount of oil that Iraq is managing to export? Where's the money going? Who's getting it? I think we have the bigger scandal here than teapot domes in the 19th century in the States. I think we're in the biggest financial scandals in history that's going to blow up when they find out how much money has been stolen in Iraq. The reason I was drawn to the concept of independent world television was the fact that it seemed to me to be the voice that I and a lot of people have been looking for. Thinking people desperately need an alternative where they can go to get debate and to get contrast on views, but also to get a station where they know that it's not being run by a political party for its own benefit or a group of ideologues. Ideologues are either religious or political. You want it, I would compare it in a way almost to when I need news, I have to go abroad. I don't trust my American or Canadian media anymore because they've not fulfilled their mission. I hope that there will be a network that would bring this diversity of view, but all tempered by a sense of honesty and responsibility in reporting. It was something we lack terribly in North America.